Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? I hope mko fiti, getting your little glass of juice, glass of water, glass of whatever it is that you like. Wink, wink. Niko hapa. This is KATIWA Extra. Of course, me seeing Miss KATIWA. Lakini show ni yangu leo. Yendo guest wangu. Today we are going to have some fun. Tuna flip things.
Yes, we are going to flip the things.
Sasa ngoja, before we started rolling, ulikuwa unaniambia ati vile uli shoot your shot.
Wait, you haven't even introduced yourself.
Oh. Okay.
The conversation
Okay, all right. So, my name is Ruby V.
And she's the CEO of the Uncut Hip Hop Awards. She's also a radio presenter. Yeah. And I'm super excited to have you, B.
I'm so... By the way, long overdue.
Yes.
Stories zilikuwa zishaanza kubamba, mimi nataka kuingia into it.
Na tuende.
Si ndio natuingia.
Tunaingia into it because if you're not going to talk about this conversation right now, tutasahau. Here's the thing, what's happening with the Kenyan men? What is happening with tutaitaje the dating
wanaume
scene?
hawataki kujikaza.
Wanaume hamtaki kujituma kwa mademu. What the heck is happening? Wanaume mmekuwa sukari. Mnajisikia sana.
Kwanza in the club.
In the club.
It's like, first of all, I think it's like something to do with no game. Na mimi nashanga mbona mse ana game na amekunywa kakitu. Mse akuzubaya. Mpaka unamwangalia zile za form.
Dude, can you just come? Approach me. Can we have this conversation?
Must still say no, but you know, you tried.
You're used to approach women. Kitambo mngekuja to approach mko like, hey Ruby, I like you. You look amazing. You look stunning. Can I take you out for a date? Can I take you for a cup of coffee?
Exactly.
Vitu kama hizo. Squeezy.
Watu wanakuzubaya.
I was even actually nilikuwa na show.
Last week.
Yes, you asked me if I've ever, you know.
Shot.
Yes, nimai approach Charlie na nikamwambia, yo bro, what's good?
Ulisema hivyo? What's good?
No, Charlie alikuwa anakaa fiti sana. This guy used to look extremely amazing. And he, you know, he had all the qualities of, you know, being that kind of man that we want.
He was manly.
Yeah, he was. The height was heighting.
Yeah.
The body was body.
Yeah.
The smile was smiling. It was giving. Everything was giving.
Yes.
Na pia alikuwa anakaa, you know, that kind of responsible guy, because we all want responsible men.
Someone to take care of you.
Yeah, so but this was ilikuwa like 2 years ago. And so nilikuwa like say yes, he likes me. You can read the body language, yes. But at the same time uko like, this person is wasting my goddamn time.
Yeah.
Like bro, harakisha man. But say like alikuwa anachukua his precious time.
Alikuwa anajua pia ni mali.
No, bombo class. That's where they go wrong. That's where they go wrong.
Ngoja unataka kujua umeiva peke yako?
No, najua tumeiva sisi wote.
Ndio.
But if Ruby tumeiva sisi wote, why are we wasting time? No, why are we taking so much time? Approach me or approach you.
So come sure.
That was the first time nidim approach. Nilikuwa like, hey, ni aje mzai. Unakaa fiti. Tusumbuane. Inaweza ama iwezi. So tuambiane kama tunanyanduana, tuachane. Ama tunaweza tutengeneza.
Ulikuwa unataka hit it and dip it. Ulikuwa unataka mambo si story out.
Kuna ule mse mwenyewe naweza kuangalia budi na niseme. Nasema wewe ni mse wa kunyanduana na hiyo story imeisha.
Basi.
Na kuna ule mse mwenyewe unaweza angalia useme like, this can be a responsible man. This is someone like I can go into a relationship with. But if there's no that hakuna hiyo surety ya kuingia kwa relationship na mse, then why can't we just, you know,
to have some fun?
You know, let's get it down.
Adult activities.
And move on. But juicy, I was in a club and I'm like, men are looking at women and you can see them, you know, wanting each other. But the men are extremely comfortable and sipping their drinks, minding their own business. And I'm like, are you waiting for women to approach you?
You know?
I don't know how you view this conversation.
Okay, so I think I've been on both sides of the coin. Now that I think about it, yeah. Kuna restaurant flani I like to go to.
Okay.
And by the counter when they're serving you like shots, you know, I've been approached over there a few times. You know, sometimes I'm like, damn, but mostly those are the few rare ones. The more common narrative is like they'll stare at you until you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I wanna kufanya kitu like,
it's just the body language.
Wink.
Stop winking at me.
Yeah,
if you see me you think I'm cute, just
Use your
approach me.
words.
Use your words.
Yeah.
Just come, talk to me. Don't be afraid of me.
Exactly.
Because I don't know why men are, afraid to do
They're taking the fun out of dating.
Okay.
Lakini pia kudate Nairobi ni
It is a
ngori.
marathon. Kudate Nairobi
Ni ngori.
imekuwa shida.
What's your experience been like?
Funny thing, I've dated once in Nairobi. Most of my relationships that I've had ni long distance.
What? Girl,
Yes.
how do you do that?
I think I'm so good with long distance
How?
relationship.
How?
I mean, there are many ways you can.
Kwani upendangi kunini?
And everyone does it. I love, having, moments.
Ala sijamaliza your statement.
Because at the end of the day, hiyo ndio ilikuwa. Ama kulikuwa na ingine. Here's the thing. You need to date men who can afford your flights.
Oh, baby, come on. Bars. Shit.
I mean,
Sawa.
if it's a
pole.
long
God
distance.
damn. What?
Excuse me.
Si ati long distance ako Kisumu
No,
ama Kitale,
when I'm
please.
talking about long distance.
Majuu. Sawa. Hii ya Kenya ni local. Hii ya
Local
Kenya ni
long
bado
distance. Unachukua basi. Mbukia.
usiku.
Kakamega. Ushachukua nini? Hizi
Asubuhi hapo,
Eh.
asubuhi ngware uko
Ushachukua
kwake.
shuttle. Ushaenda.
Wa-
Ushachukua nini? Zile za kwenda Mombasa zinaitwaje?
Eh.
Hizi long distance.
Sijui
Hizi jokes. This is jokes.
Wewe na date
When I'm
umesikia?
when I'm talking about long distance relationship,
Eh.
it's outside the country.
Men who can, afford your flights.
Yes.
Rule number
Because
one.
I also don't want to stay too long without seeing you, man. I need to service my body.
Oil
we
change.
need to
Yeah,
service the engine.
true.
So for me, long distance I think has been my favorite
Why?
because hatusumbuani, number one.
Okay.
Number two, as much as iko na disadvantages zake, iko na advantages. A lot of people question, how do you satisfy yourselves? That is a tricky one because again, you have to be strong enough not to think about sex all the time. I think hapo ndo nilipata discipline yangu ya kujimaintain and all that because me
That's a
outanipata
good point.
jump around.
Yeah, that's good.
Number three, this phone sex. I mean, inaitwanga sex phone ama sex.
Phone sex.
Yeah, you can chat.
Mkofu tu
sex
mnaambiana sijui mavitu gani hizo.
Yeah,
Mbaya, mbaya. But like even beyond the physical need, what about like emotional support? That's not something that you crave
It
for,
is.
want.
Oh my God, I crave it so much. But I believe in communication. Communication is the key. Communication for me works big time. Yani ukivunja communication, that's a deal breaker for me. Communication, honesty. Kwa sababu once mtu ako huko nje huwezi jua ni nini anafanya.
Exactly.
But you see what me prefer, I'd rather not know what someone is doing outside rather than having a relationship
Yeah,
that is
kwa tu
closer to
hapa,
me and the person is embarrassing me right,
Na vile
left and
Nairobi
center.
ni ndogo.
Nairobi,
Woo-wee.
men, women are embarrassing each other every single day.
True.
You go to a club, you think that you're hanging out with your man, but deep down you're hanging out with a bunch of
Yeah.
your other members of
Yeah, man.
the association.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing. So for me, communication, honesty, trust. Kwanza trust. Yani trust ni kitu important sana kwa long distance. If it's not trust me, it takes a lot of guts to be in a long distance relationship.
It does, I feel so.
It has to be. And maturity. Maturity. Who are the people that you're dating? It's also very important to to know wale wase wenye unaweka kwa life yako ama wase wenye una date. If si wase wenye wanaweza handle certain things, manze itakuwa difficult. That doesn't mean I haven't dated locally. I have. And it was really good. Ilikuwa relationship ya 4 years. But now, ilifika place nilikuwa like, nene.
You're not about it.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
Okay.
And long distance, I'm nagiani, I'm in each other's faces all the time. But it doesn't, if there's one thing that I miss about it, the physical touch.
Exactly. Mi
Yo,
napenda
mi
makado,
napenda
sijui
makados,
nini.
man.
Guy, napenda kusumbuliwa
I know. I think
so
that's why me and Dexter, I had to buy a dog.
at least there's someone getting some affection.
Yes, I know, because I cannot imagine myself going outside and if sina sense yako, I cannot do shit with you. Like kama sina emotions towards you, I cannot have it. It has to be there. And that is one thing Nairobi is lacking.
Hey, Nairobi shamba la mawe, huko hakuna anything.
Have you ever tried long distance relationship?
I had no.
What?
Oh. No,
Ruby?
I haven't.
Ruby, you've dated outside. Okay, what's your type, girl?
My type is... Shit, do I have a type?
What?
Ruby,
unaendana na kila kitu?
Si hivyo, si of course si kila kitu. Kwani unafikiria naweza na msela kafanya ajisikia? Kasi juu yaji.
Oh my god.
But
he's our tequila. We hope Ruby by now knows her type.
I know my type. What are you talking about? First of all, when I was younger, I really used to like light-skinned boys. Guy.
Ooh, there he is.
Akimina by the what's it called?
No, it's okay. It's okay, babe.
I really did until like I realized I couldn't play strap like now when I was there 2 times. So I tried dating a dark skin, but I think right now, first things first, I think I like a sexy beard is nice.
Sexy beard,
very
so
attractive, like clean.
Beards.
You know, I feel like that will tell you his level of hygiene.
Okay.
If the beard is clean, you know, washed.
Ooh,
tall.
Cause she's short.
Yeah, because I'm short. We can't both be struggling in the house.
Yes.
Come on, man. What else? Skin complexion, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Next, funny, definitely. I'm very goofy.
Okay.
Mimi napenda mse tu tutafanya tu
Mtacheka na
maufala
yeye.
maze jo like
lazima
saa 8 za
tucheke
usiku.
bana.
Exactly. I want someone who like isn't afraid to let me shine, do my own thing.
Right.
Like if I have stuff happening, sooner too professionally, the schedule gets a little bit busy. Yeah, so someone who won't be like, oh, you're always working, or like, stuff guys. I'm sitting like, yeah, I support your dreams.
Right.
If I want to do some crazy shit, he'll be like, that's crazy, but I'm behind you. Yeah.
Why do you think men currently in our country, Kenyan men, why do you think, they're afraid of approaching women? Why do you think the dating scene has changed? Iko tu paragasha.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like right now kuna your realization ya kama una do si date.
Yeah.
So maybe unaweza kumekuji question kiasi yake like sijafika certain level. I don't know if I would be able to sustain it. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's just speculation. But also I think maybe according to the way I see things like on social media, maybe like even the guys are experiencing the same thing that the chicks are experiencing. Like wanaogopa, wanaweza chezwa.
Men are scared.
Okay, maybe like to a certain extent. Kwa unajua kuna nimekam kurealize sai Nairobi kuna masiri girls wengi hawajali like whoever gets heartbroken.
Yes.
So maybe there's that. Maybe there's that. It's just speculation, but I'm just like wasiogope kushoot their shot. Ukiona kiatu fiti na unajua kiatu unafaa kuivana, inafaa kwa yako.
Inakufit.
Hata kama una your door, unaenanga tu unasema wacha nione. Exactly.
You just never know.
Exactly.
Do you think according to her nasikia conversations ziki go around yes, there's the aspect of women wako wengi kuliko wanaume, women as when it comes to like the ratio
1 to 7 ama
yes 1 to 7 so that means utapata mwanaume mmoja akona wanawake kawa 7, yani they have so much options
na bado wana watu aibika.
But do you think hiyo imefanya wanawake wakwe desperate enough to go for things that they don't deserve? And when I say things that they don't deserve, I mean people that they don't deserve. Ni kwa sababu sai kuna dem niliona alipost Instagram akasema nilikuwa nimekosana na bwana yangu but ku break up naye kwenda huku nje nikapata soko imeharibika zaidi,
ukaamua tu
nikaona acha nirudi because now even in marriages even though sana naambiwa baki na huyo wako kwa sababu outside is even tougher, yani it's worse.
I think, and then first of all, Are you of the I'm good regardless school of thought, ama are you of the I really have to settle down and have a companion? Wona like said gani katiwa?
I love having a family. I want to have a family. I want to get married. I want to have someone in my life mwenye najua atakuwa there as a father figure, but
For your
also as
kids,
my
yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
Because I never grew up with that. Grown a single mother, and for me, one thing I know na niko sure ni I love love. Like me napenda mapenzi mbaya sana. Like I would fight for my relationship as much as naona inadidimia, but tena nikiona tena it's no giving, I'll walk away.
But it doesn't mean that you
Yeah.
will do anything to get that.
Yes,
or settle for anyone.
for less.
Exactly. So I feel like there's people who want that and they will do whatever it takes.
Right.
Like hata kama ni huyu ndo amepata, like
Yeah.
watasettle tu na yeye because they're providing this idea of companionship,
Right.
father figure, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
I feel like wase wengi wako hivyo. Si wase wengi wako like I want that but I won't scoop to any low level to get it.
Yeah.
I think wase wengi wako like I want that and I will settle down with whoever to make sure I have that.
Do you ever think of like settling down and having a family, or you're that kind of a person when you go like, no, I'm easy, I can live by myself, and whatever happens happens?
I mean, I don't know. So let me tell you, unaona, when you're talking about your family unit and growing up with a single mom, so
Yeah.
I grew on the other side of it.
Both.
Exactly. And up until this, and those people, my parents, they're not just parents.
Yeah.
They're not just ati husband, they're friends.
Wow.
Like nitawasikia saa 9 za usiku wakichapa story wakicheka, unaona.
Shots.
Kuna hata moja iko imeenda.
Shots.
Yani wase wanajibamba.
Yeah.
My parents have always been like, they've always presented that strong united front for me, always.
Right.
So for me, that's the level of love that I
That you
want
aspire
to
to
get.
have.
And it's, even my dad was telling me and my sister the other day, he was like, ata usifikirie utapata mwanaume kama mimi, ni
Yeah.
ngumu.
Ni ngumu. By the way, it's
And
hard.
alikuwa anasema you have to settle down for whatever, na mimi niko like,
Cheers. Ona nilikuwa nimeenda kukunywa na tatu.
Kerere, ni Friday, no uko on. Sawa, kaende. We hope to survive this episode. Woo, Katiwa anataka kunilewesha wasi.
No, I'm not.
Damn.
I'm not. Here's the thing. I totally agree with what your dad told you, because that's the sad reality. But at the
And
end
that's
of
what
it-
he said.
And that's, yeah. Because even me, sometimes my mom worries a lot. Anakuanga like, so, umeamua aje na maisha yako? Because uko 30. Uko 30, Katiwa. Nakukumbusha tu uko 30. Niko like, mom, as much as I'm 30, times zetu zimechange compared to your times.
Exactly. First of all, yes.
Yes, our times, things have really evolved. Times, also zime-evolve.
Exactly.
And but ukika chini ukimsikiza uko like, yeah, there's some truth to
And
that.
that makes sense.
It makes sense, because right now, and to be honest, it's hard to find a good man.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good woman. And I count myself as that 1% of good women, because I know I'm loyal. I know I'm trustworthy. I know I can settle down. I know I can, if I decide to have a family, I can do it. Compared to how, the generation right now, is heading, ama
Yeah.
venye sahi inakaa. But tena, ukiangalia, uko like, I'm not going to chase, or I'm not going to settle for less, because times have
Yeah,
changed.
exactly. Or because you want this
Yes.
one thing so badly.
Because it's now bringing too much pressure
Yeah. That's
to
why I
women,
am.
especially.
That's why I am.
And I'm so sorry, because me, I told my mom, I'm not going to settle for less, and I'm not going to take that
The
pressure.
best or nothing.
I'm at a point in life whereby, if, God forbid, if I don't get a man, of which that's not my wish, I'm ready to go and find a sperm donor and just have my kids and settle down. I want to hustle hard, that najua I can give these kids whatever
They want.
whatever they want. But at the same
Whatever they
time,
need, yeah.
I don't want them to lack the father figure that I would want them to have.
So now that's where I am, right? Because my mom and my dad, like you show, see, I'm telling you, they're friends. Kulikuwa na time hadi nikiwa mless like mzae anasema ati hata dishi mpaka mother ingie kwa hao taramgoja. I'm like, okay, sir, sawa. Like, let's proceed. Like, they're really cool with each other to this day.
Yeah.
If they're not spending the night together, they'll call each other first thing in the morning and last thing wakenda kudoze. So I want that. I want a replication of that. When it came to discipline me or my siblings, I remember in high school guys would be like, I can tell my mom this, and my dad wouldn't know anything. I told my mom, my dad for sure alikuwa anajua hiyo story.
Yes.
So akukuwa na any two ways, ilikuwa one unit. And that's the same thing that I want. And because I'm seeing in Nairobi people are more comfortable with the idea of co-parenting, it makes me very scared to get into, to take anything seriously, because I want like this high level of love and whatever, and that's not what is being offered in Nairobi streets.
And it's so sad. It is so bad. But again, we're not going to dwell on that. We are hoping for the best, because for me, if you're a man, I don't know, yesterday we were having a conversation with a couple of my friends, and they were saying, Katiwa, you're in the industry, and people know you, and probably your DM right now is full.
Perfect.
And I'm like, oh Lord,
it's not a lie.
It's not a lie. I wish mnaweza ingia kwa DM yangu na muone venye iko dry fry. Bro, my DM is dry as fuck. And when I say dry, watu wanani approach ni watu wako 21, 22.
I've received DMs for a team Ataka Benten. I'm like, who is this guy talking to?
For the Bentens.
Alikuwa ananiambia ati kama uko na msee kama I don't mind being the deputy president, even Kabenten stakata. I'm just like, boy, you better get the fuck out of my DM. Unadurini hapa.
No, listen, I don't judge. I sinanga too much standard. I don't have so high, overrated standards and all that. But I'm so cautious and I'm so picky and I'm so choosy just to insist on that, that to an extent whereby I feel men are now scared.
Sisa ndo hizo standards kwani.
Here's the thing.
If you're picky, it means picky. Like there's a scale.
But you see, sitaki mtu mwenye anaenda club every single day. I don't want someone who's partying on a daily basis.
Someone in entertainment or not. Or whatever.
Whatever. I don't choose. As long as unaangukia kwa zile vitu zenye nataka.
Na nini hizo?
Here's the thing. I want a man who's respected. Mwanaume kwanza mwenye anajirespect yeye mwenyewe. I know I'm loud, so I need a more chilled guy. Okay? Someone who
alafu nani atakucontain madam?
No, you see,
it
has to be balanced. No. Na si ati sasa akwe mpole tena sana. Tukipiga nduru tunapiga nduru wote kwa nyumba, like, excuse me. When I say chilled, he's not everywhere. He's not outside.
You're the life of the party.
I'm the life of the party.
Okay, sawa.
I'm already in the industry. You're
already popular.
Yes. I don't want someone. You can be popular, yes, but I don't want you to be everywhere. Okay?
But most popular people are everywhere.
Not all of them though. The one that I was dating was popular, but wasn't everywhere.
I get it.
The other thing, I need a man who can give me attention. We all love attention.
Yeah.
I love attention. From my man, not from people. From my man.
Yeah.
Okay?
What does attention look like? Spending time with you?
Yes, spending time with me. Doing things together. A man who can make me, feel like a queen. A man who will make me feel special. Design nikitembea naye niko like, oh yeah, I'm only seeing this man.
Yeah, no.
No, not yo. Siwaoni kabisa. Yani that man makes me feel so special. Ni mwanaume mwenye tunaweza reason we can, build an empire together. Na si ati to build uende urombose tena mademu huko nje, because I'm now scared of building something with someone, then once everything is all good and popping, Now it's time for him to go and shine.
Do you
okay?
think monogamy is possible in Nairobi?
It
now that
is.
you think so?
Yes, I do.
Me, Aki, my heart, I've given up.
But don't give up.
I don't.
I would
think
advise
it's
don't
possible.
to give
I
up.
don't think it's possible. Like the way people be moving, it's like, you know, it stays between us if we're cool. You know,
I hate it. I don't think I can share.
I don't think I found, actually, a guy in Nairobi who's been like, I can't do that because my girl's going to be mad, or
Oh yeah.
because she's going to find out.
Oh yeah.
Or I haven't found that.
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Actually, kuna mikono behind the
camera. Wongo.
kuna mikono behind the camera with always a lot. Have you?
He is a good man though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
okay.
is.
Yeah.
He is a good man.
Shout out to our camera
Yes.
guy,
And
Mr.
trust
DOP.
me, there's that 1%. Yeah, men who are good and women who are good. But before you even find them, it's a marathon. It's chaos. Because even the 1%, I believe I'm in the 1%. Even the 1% don't trust anyone.
Exactly.
You don't even 1% can meet the 1%, but they don't trust each other because it is terrible and it is bad. Look at how things are going. Anyway, let's put a hold on that conversation. Okay. Please say it. Please.
No, I wanted to say, like, I think away from, like, this is my analysis of Nairobi post relationship.
Okay.
And from, like, my last relationship, I think your expectation of your partner being perfect nini
right
is something that has come to be managed, because I feel like maybe a lot of people look for that in Nairobi as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, it's not available.
Here's the thing. You said something about high standards.
Yeah.
And for me, I was questioning myself, what is the definition of high standards? Because people do have different standards, but where do you draw the line and say, this is too much for me? Because sometimes we as women, we need to sit down and analyze when it comes to the standards that we are putting out there or we are giving. Because now the it girl has become now, the one of the biggest standards. You're the it girl. So when a man is approaching me or approaching you, they need to understand that, I'm the it girl, and if you cannot balance that, if you cannot manage that, kanyaga route 11 step. There's too much that is going on when it comes to women and standards, but at the same time, it's not bad when you understand what you want as a woman. But where do we draw the line?
I feel like everyone's boundaries are different based on your own experience. Like, there's stuff that I can accommodate that you would be like, never. I could never tolerate stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the whole boundaries thing has to come from a place of self-awareness first. Like, wase kwanza wajue, what can I stand, what can't I stand, what are my extents, what are my limits.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you're aware of that, then you're in a position to better communicate it. And if someone does not toe the line, you can always be like, this is not for me, or this is for me, and you will always know. When you're 1%, I feel like if you're, I don't say this in my extreme, you will always find your tribe. Like, you will always find mse mwenye mnasikizana tu na yeye vizuri, and then your whatever is not too much. I think you will always be too much for mse aezi match. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. I think you'll always be extra for someone who's like, because also people's experiences are different. I think kitu moja pia nimelearn kutoka my last relationship is like, same way I'm walking into a relationship with my own beliefs and this is how I am, this is how I grew up, is the same way that the other person is walking into the relationship, like, this is how I am, this is how I grew up, and both of you are trying to impose on each other your thingies. So I feel self-awareness and being like, mi nita accommodate it to a certain extent, even from a partner, then nikipata msee tunapelekana because I'm accommodating this percentage of the thing.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
I feel so.
This week, let me just remind you that you're watching KATIWA Experience, KATIWA podcast. And I'm super excited to have Ruby on board, and we're just having a lot of fun, as much
Yeah.
as we are trying to see,
Oprah TV, right? Yeah. Talk about relationships and shit. Okay.
that is what drives everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. I'm pendi relationships. Y'all have
Love.
relationships.
Nairobi ni
Y'all have
shamba la
love.
mawe
Shamba la
bana.
mawe. But at the end of the day, we just have to take it as it comes. Now,
Speaking of coming, when was the last thing?
I came. I
As
came. I
we
saw
take
and I
this
conquered.
As we take this
Well.
yeah,
Unakumbuka Ruby
actually,
akisema,
no, yes,
shots or
it's a valid question.
Yeah, it is a valid question. When was the last time I came? The 21st. I think the last time we were having a conversation. Now it was actually I didn't come. Did I come?
Yeah,
Okay, I
you
came.
see, if you have to ask yourself
I
that,
came and I saw.
okay,
And I conquered.
I was going to say if you have to
I
ask.
didn't come. I didn't come.
The
been a
real
while.
pandemic, the real pandemic. Sometimes you be having sex, but
You
it's
don't
like you're
come.
not the one who's having fun.
Exactly.
But why do we tolerate that?
Why do we give?
Kuna time
Here's the
nilikuwa na
thing.
have a conversation na wase, and I was just like, I feel like, honestly, it was a very valid question into a serious conversation.
Okay.
I feel that women were very much shamed into don't embrace your sexuality. You can't
Who
be
said
horny, or you
that?
can be horny within certain periods of time. You can't do certain things, and I think that's what makes you scared. Because the guy will know whatever he wants to come, he'll
He
be
will
in here,
come.
whatever he will get it.
Yeah.
But for a chick, because you haven't been taught how to explore and learn your body and how it works and to play with yourself or stuff.
Here's the thing, babe. First, okay, shots.
Oh my god, you're going to pick us before we even finish this show.
Cheers. No,
Cheers.
you have to look me into the eyes,
Yes,
because
or
if you
7 years of-
7 years of bad sex.
Haven't we been? Oh, yeah.
I cannot tolerate 7 years of bad sex.
But also, what I'm sure it's like, I don't think as women, like a 13-year-old boy will say he's like masturbating, and it's like, haha, such a naughty boy, and it will be laughed off. But like a 13-year-old chick will say that she tried to play with herself, and it's like, oh my god,
13 is too young.
my god, come on, man. Unajua
Yes,
raising,
I know they're having sex.
yeah.
And this is a conversation that I'm about to have in a couple of few days. I'm actually having a forum in Kibera, and it's all about sex education. Also
Can I
bringing.
come?
Yes, please.
Nakuja.
Yes,
Ndaka
yes,
mkucheki,
yes,
by
yes,
the way.
yes.
I like community stuff.
Thank you. And also bringing awareness to the the HIV and AIDS, because currently we're experiencing that new viruses is in a rise and all that, and parents, I feel like the way we used to have sex education kitambo, it's not the same way we're
Hebu
having
kwanza
it.
ni explain
Let's
hiyo ya
hold on
kitambo
that.
na ngoja unasema the way we used to kitambo na sahi ni different.
Here's the thing. When
How
I
was
say
it?
when I say kitambo na sahi, do you remember when we were in primary schools, when we were in high schools, tungeletewa ma videos zinatuonyesha mavigunyo zilikuwa zinaitwa
Yeah.
venye zinakula our
Yeah, because you had too much
because
sex.
yes, you're having sex
With too
unprotected
many people,
sex
yeah.
with too many people that you don't know. You don't even care about contraceptives. You don't even care where the person is from. You don't even care how the person. Do you understand that?
Do you think that was enough sex education? Because I
It wasn't
personally, I
enough.
feel like I didn't learn shit about sex from school. Nothing.
It wasn't enough, but it was something, because I am lucky to say that I got sex education from my mother, and that's why
At
I'm
least.
courageous enough to speak about it.
At least wewe.
So my mom angeenda, they used to have a kikundi ya wamama, and some of the wamamas were infected with HIV and AIDS, and some of them used to work as prostitutes, because Kibera, for you to survive and to bring ends meet to the table, you just need to work, you just need to survive, and at times it would be difficult to find a job, because Nairobi ni shamba la mawe, and it is survival for the fittest. So they would be forced to work in, kwa clubs, ama wengine wangeenda tu kufanya tu prostitution, for you to get that, 100 bob, 200,000 bob, lazima wangefanya hivyo. And so some of them at hiyo time hawakuwa na hiyo knowledge ya, kuna condoms and all that. And for me, that's when I realized my mom used to do certain things. Nilikuwa shanga, mama anazungushana nao huko Kibira ni wa nini. So they partnered with Kemri, and they would go visit wamama wenye wako infected, kuna wenye wako raped, and hiyo process ya being raped, probably unaogopa kwenda kusema you were raped. So as time goes by, unakuja una realize you are infected with HIV and AIDS.
Damn.
And so some of them, a lot of them were infected highly. So they would go find these women and young girls, they would speak to them, they would counsel them, and they would just give them confidence to to be the women that they wanted to be even in the future. And even as much as that was happening, they would still take the opportunity to recruit them, na wanaenda kusaidia wenye hawana hiyo knowledge. So wangeenda wanapimana, if you're scared to kupimwa ile ya shindano, kuna ya test ya mate. I don't know if people
for HIV, for
yes,
real?
you don't need to like test your blood.
I didn't know
There's
that.
saliva test. So they would bring all that knowledge to the community, into the society. They would give condoms everywhere. So my mom, at the age of 15, 16, my mom would taste us. Niko like, "Mom, mimi ni virgin bana, hata sina idea." Ako like, "Yes, you're a virgin, but it doesn't mean just because you're not having sex hautapata HIV and AIDS. Unaweza katwa na wembe, unaweza nyolewa kwa kinyozi na ujui liguza nani, haikukuwa disinfected and all that. Something might just tear your skin and you just get infected." So they would bring all the knowledge, they would give out condoms, they would talk about contraceptives. I mean, they would speak all about what is supposed to be spoken about, but behind the scene, unajua kuna a lot of stigmatization. So that is the thing that I want to continue, because my mom used to do
That's
it.
dope.
And for me, since I got the knowledge,
Cheers
I want to
to that.
continue doing with it. And so I have a CBO. It's a group of women that are infected with HIV and AIDS. So it's the same group that my mom used to work with. It's basically nimechukua viatu.
I feel like we need to
na
toast to
nimeendelea na-
that.
Yeah, we need to toast to Fanta.
Yeah,
Because
Girl.
tequila will kill us.
that's not what I meant. She got me.
I saw you.
She got me. Yeah.
So this Saturday I'm having
No,
a
but
forum.
for real, genuinely,
Yeah.
I really think that's dope, because I feel like we definitely, before we go to your forum on Saturday, we definitely need to have more unashamed conversations about
Yeah,
sex
yeah.
and STIs. Because like unaona, even when you mentioned when they were bringing videos and you were seeing all these ugly things, like someone's penis fell off. It's
Yes.
like all that
And
did
it
to
was
me was
bad.
make me scared of having sex. It
Yeah.
didn't teach me
Yep.
like precautionary measures if you don't want to get to this point. They just told me if you have sex with a lot of people and it's like unprotected, your shit is gonna fall off, and it's like, damn, okay.
Do you know the funny thing? I understand a lot of people are not so good with condoms. And
Why?
it's okay, because kuna watu wako inaitwangaje?
Latex,
Latex.
allergy.
Yes,
Yeah.
kuna watu wako na hiyo latex allergy. And it's okay, it's normal. Not everyone is comfortable with, having sex with condoms and all that. But here's the thing. I personally, I never used to be comfortable with that until
With
I
having
learned.
sex with condoms?
Yes. Until
Wait,
I
with having sex with condoms?
Yes, because I'm allergic to that.
Okay.
I'm
You should
extremely
have said-
allergic.
You should have said that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm allergic. But here's the thing. As
Yeah.
much as there's that percentage of people who are allergic, trust me, there are condoms which can work with certain
Okay.
people. But at the same time, I would want people to embrace the art of going to VCT. Here's the thing. I've never been scared to go to VCT with my partner. All the people that I've dated in my life,
Waende.
they know me and you, before we have sex,
Yeah.
we are going to the VCT.
Absolutely.
And if we are going to the VCT, I'm going to take 3 months later before
Wait,
I
so
have sex with you.
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Here's the thing.
I've got a question.
You better ask.
So you want to tell me you stick to the 90-day rule?
I used to stick to it. If I'm using a condom, I'll, then why should I?
If you're using a condom after like how long?
If I'm using a condom,
Eh,
here's the thing. I might like you immediately, and I wouldn't want to wait.
le-
Bombo club.
woman,
Bomoa.
of course.
Bomoa. Here's the thing.
Listen,
I'm very precautious.
yeah.
Because I try as much as possible to be precautious. Now,
So 90 days.
What is better than cure? Prevention is
Prevention.
better than cure. Here's the thing. People don't understand this art. Going to VCT and being tested for HIV and AIDS, and immediately you getting those results that you're negative,
Yeah, doesn't mean that you're clean.
it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you're clean. It takes another 3 months
For it to actually
for you
manifest.
to
yeah.
for it to manifest. That is one thing that people.
So 90 days is for like raw gang.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing. It takes a lot of trust
Yeah.
for you to do it with that person.
Definitely.
Because yes, you might do that, and it takes 3 months for you to be 100% sure with this person that is clean. But this period of 3 months, you didn't know if this person had
Has
sex
been,
with
you know,
or has
doing
been
stuff.
fucking around with someone. So again, it takes a lot of precaution.
I think also like,
Precaution.
you know, the whole trust thing. Like, who are you?
It's
Who are you
trusting.
dating? Who are
Yes,
you?
who are you dating?
Who are you with? What I like. I feel like there's just a certain level of you have to believe that they also want the best for you. Like, if you love me and you want to fuck with me,
Yeah.
not like fuck with me like, you know, you mess with my vibe
Yes,
and you
yes.
wanna, you will. I feel like you will have my best interest at heart.
Right.
Like, hautakuwa huku tu unafanya tu
Una-
my stuff.
But Nairobi now is scary.
They'll put me in jeopardy. Now that's the thing.
Look at how things are happening. Angalia Kaswende. Sai Kaswende inazurura
Msee.
everywhere, gonorrhea. I believe
Msee.
Kaswende ndo gonorrhea.
Yeah,
sindio?
yeah.
It is so bad because now you can't even kiss someone. Because if you're going to give someone a mic, one check mic two, you'll easily be infected.
Yeah.
Because you're probably going to kiss that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not willing to risk it. I'd rather stay with my dry spell to the end. Ninyonge
Unanyongana.
na ninyonge na ninyonge.
Unanyongana.
But at the same time, Nico, like, I'm safe and I'm sinyongangi. Do you know that's the most difficult thing for me?
Why? Okay, for me too, but like, so like you've never done it.
I've never done it, and I've
No
never,
way.
I swear, unless I'm doing it
No
with my person
way.
on the phone.
No fucking way.
Yes, unless I'm doing it on the phone. That is the only
Why?
way.
Why not? Why don't?
Because I just believe in Black Python. I always say this thing. I just believe in Black Python or white Python, whichever comes.
Oh shit.
I just believe in the action of two people.
Yeah.
I don't believe in my personal action. I can't
I mean-
satisfy myself. I believe in having two energies.
Okay.
You know, it has to be from someone else, and the
To
someone
get you.
else. Yes, it has
Girl,
to be.
unataka kuniambia ujai kwa tu huku hivi una survive nini unasikia
Let me tell
ukame
you, all
imezidi.
my friends, where are they? They were just around. They've been telling me, we need to buy you sex toys. We need to buy you sex toys.
Because you need to release that. Okay, first of all, I'm not like necessarily for it. I'm just like, kuna vitu mingi that I like that a human being has to, you know, do.
Okay.
But you know, once or twice,
I
It
think
may
I
have
need to
been
come for some lessons because here's the thing for me.
girl, how?
Sex toys. I've never. By the on a serious note, this is like I'm being honest right now.
Mm.
I think I find it so difficult to like kujifurahisha. I believe in the energy of a man. Like if it's not a man, I don't know what else I'm doing.
You know what? I just by the katiwa mimi nakuget mimi naelewa because like I'm not like 100. I'm not into it,
Yeah.
and it honestly it doesn't do much for me.
I'm still in the unonile culture kitambo.
Mm.
I'm that 1%. I'm that 1% that believes, you know, traditions zetu za ni mwanaume na mwanamke. These new things for me, they don't, as in if
But can he use it on you then?
if a man can use it on me,
Oh,
if
okay.
it's
You're not
me
like
and my-
opposed to the
yes,
idea
I'm
of
not opposed to that. And
just
I've
by
tried
yourself.
I've tried it with a man, but me as an individual, Hell no.
Girl,
Hell
me,
no.
honestly, I can understand it. It's just like, sometimes, jua inawakanga sana saa zingine Nairobi. Just like,
It is so dry.
and you're like, what?
It
I,
is so
I think I
dry.
remember something. But like right now, honestly, I'm like,
But I'm
trying
not
to
saying
practice
no to
celibacy.
embracing it. I would love to try it. I've always said I want to try it. I want to try it. I want to try it. But every time I think of trying it, I'm like,
Oh,
damn, that is
Julie.
so difficult.
I know.
That is so difficult.
I know. Trust me.
But how is it like?
Only extreme situations have taken me to that point. Trust me, I was almost dying. So I was like, between death and doing this,
Which one is which one?
I would choose life. That's why I'm here today. But one of my old,
Okay,
one of
wait.
my old,
Let me see your teeth.
sina bling.
Okay, I thought I saw some. Unajua watu wa hippo.
But hii nafanya zikuweke hiyo stuff. Nataka get nini grill.
The grills and all that. You'd look amazing.
I know.
You'd look amazing. Please talk to Prezo. I've seen Prezo has started something to do with the bling thing.
Kwanza, and I have his number.
That would look amazing. Sasa madam kasi so amtai hivi tunaweza kaje tu.
Pia nyinyi wewe kwanza unajua umeiva hata ukati.
I'm so happy that I'm having this conversation with the CEO of Uncut Hip Hop Awards. It's something that we'll be talking about in a couple of few minutes. But at the same time, when you look at Ruby defines the hip hop in Kenya, the hip hop culture. And last week I saw you at an event of
me not like chopper.
Abbas Kubaf. I've always been a big fan of Abbas Kubaf because I believe that there's no one who can beat Abbas Kubaf.
Abbas is
He's the baddest.
Yeah.
I believe there's Calligraph Jones, there's Octopizzo.
Abbas
we have Abbas is the top of the top. Unanielewa? And I would love to know, why did you even not invite me? But how was the event? How was the event?
It was really dope. Abbas and I had been speaking backstage for a little bit, like just vibing, talking,
Yeah.
Because we received a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2020.
Ooh. Okay.
And Lifetime Achievement is for like an OG who's inspired,
right,
and whose works continue to inspire.
Right.
So backstage, like we've been sipping a little wine, Mambo yetu pale backstage, polite. So by the time he was getting on stage and say, tulikuwa two levels. Hata by the I don't even remember what exactly took me to the stage.
Okay.
But I remember
I saw you vibing and all that.
I was a little
lately. So
you
guys, this year you're celebrating 50 years of
hip hop. I'm
Tell me
so
about
excited about that because like so hip hop culture, obviously hip hop started in New York, in the Bronx. And in the 80s, I'm actually in the 70s, I think.
Okay.
And now on August 11th, we're going to be officially marking 50 years of hip hop, and I think we've started off very, very well.
Okay.
Before the show with Abbas, Octo released his album.
Yeah, last week or last
week? The week before that. At Ole Sereni, he's a current Hennessy brand ambassador. Tuko ndani ofisi mazee tunajaribu. It was a very beautiful experience. Then getting to see people come out for Abbas, uko flani, kalamashaka, like that was so good.
I felt bad that I missed it.
Ilikuwa moto. Alafu Ahanga was performing the next day at Gote.
Right.
So far I think we've really done well. Yesterday a guy called Mr. Jemedari was performing at the Alchemist. 50 years of hip hop basically is just a wild experience, I feel, worldwide. Kuna wase naongea now in Rome, they're also doing their own 50 years.
Gosh, international.
Girl,
okay.
Extra, read all about it. Kuna festival that happened in Rome, yeah?
Okay.
I've seen that they're already rolling out their 50 years of hip hop. So it's just interesting to see how the culture translates in different cultures. Like, Italians will have their own interpretation, but it's like we're kind of more or less doing the same thing.
Okay.
Na ni interesting too, sana. I'm really quite excited. There's so many dope things in the works this year. Yo.
And I'm so excited
when we come back and do a part 2, mazinta kwa tu nakwambia ma stories zingine mob.
podcast. I'm your host, Miss KATIWA, the Caribbean Queen. And of course, my guest today, rather me being your guest today, is Ruby, a radio presenter, but at the same time, a CEO of the Uncut Hip Hop Awards. How amazing is that? Oni mimi naongea kizungu.
Imagine.
Must be extremely nice.
Umegonga.
Nimegonga ndipo. Ni accent tu ndio iko.
Ulikuwa na pronounce vizuri.
Okay, thank you.
Tumekuelewa.
Asante. Talking about 50 years, celebrating 50 years of hip hop.
Yes.
What are you planning to do?
Ooh.
Because you're one of those people that are known for celebrating hip hop culture, hip hop music, and supporting as much as possible.
Yeah.
What is the plan this year? Because I know you're doing things.
We gotta do some things.
Okay.
So after your show, me and a few people, shout out to Lisa Russell. That's Create 2030. We're trying to do something around August.
Yeah.
Kitu tu crazy vaze. Nienda nikifikiria your show.
Do we need to know about it?
Not yet. Not yet.
Ata hint, ata kidogo.
Hint ni show.
Okay, it's a show.
It's a show.
Okay.
Maybe a 2-day show.
What? So it's a festival.
You know.
Bomba class.
So Apple, I've already said too much.
All
you
right.
know, so wacha tungoje, like itakuwa tu vibes, wasi watokeleze na basketball jerseys, fashion drip, sneakers.
Basketball jerseys.
Na
Do you know I've
shorts.
got a couple of them?
Sinajua. Na mabandana.
Abodi. We are doing it.
Watu wangare.
Wangare.
Hip hop is about drip, so.
So August, the date?
August 11th.
11th.
Yes.
All right. August 11th, we're looking, into
Kitu
that.
moto.
Yes, we can't wait to see what is happening.
Hip Hop Awards, Pain and Rudy.
Uncut Hip Hop Awards.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a little
Uncut Hip Hop Awards is back in December. Last year we didn't do a show.
bit. Yeah.
Mostly because like I didn't feel like doing it. My mental health was in the pits.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just feel like you sacrifice yourself so much for like other people.
Right.
So it got to a point like I had to choose myself and like recuperate, kind of just have some fun, walk around Nairobi.
Right.
I've rested. So this year, December 9th, Uncut Hip Hop Awards is back.
What should we expect?
First of all, obviously, Kamakawa dress code is formal.
Ooh.
Any color of your choice with a touch of gold. This time round, we're including everyone in the categories.
Okay.
Before, it was mostly underground because we like the numbers weren't matching. But this time,
Right.
we're just like Buti anadu billion
Ai, bana,
TikTok views. Ulana. So anaweza compete na Kali na Nyashinsky.
Right.
So this time round, all the categories are going to be very inclusive. And it's really going to be like a very big celebration. I'm trying to talk to my international hip hop fam, see what we could do. So
Right.
it's still early to talk,
Yeah.
but like the conversation is already rolling. So as soon as things are confirmed, you'll definitely be the first to know. You can always follow us on social media at Uncut Africa. Those are our platforms.
Handles.
Saiku kona panel submissions.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to
Oh, so
join the
people
panel.
can submit now.
Exactly. Submit your portfolio, your resume if you want to be part of the panel list.
Right.
And what the panel does is they shortlist the nominees at the end of the year. So watakuwa na hiyo kazi nzito, biggie. If you feel like you're a music journalist, a critic, like a blogger or a vlogger, you do reviews, you have the credentials to sit on a panel to decide nominees, you should definitely send your CV, your resume to uncuthiphopawards@gmail.com.
Right.
And then we're going to be finalizing that by the end of March. I love to talk about every month.
Yeah.
There's something, trust and believe.
I didn't want to bring this conversation, but I'll have to steal a couple of minutes on that.
Yeah.
It was a very sad situation that we lost AKA.
Oh my goodness.
That is one of the dopest,
Wow.
biggest hip hop
This is not
artists
where
in
I thought
Africa.
we were gonna go.
Yes, I didn't even see that coming. But we just need to talk about it for
Yeah.
for a minute, because at the end of the day, he represented the African map so well.
Yeah.
AKA was one of my favorite hip hop artists. But you as a presenter, as a hip hop presenter, you've had conversations with AKA, one-on-one with AKA. I don't know. I
It
just
felt-
didn't repress. How does it feel? as an industry, as a hip hop industry in Africa, how does it feel?
I honestly it feels kind of crazy to say R.I.P. AKA. That's like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And
sudden.
it was the first thing that I saw when I woke up on that day, and honestly, I felt so bad. Like, this is one celebrity death that has really, really hit me very heavily. And I don't know, maybe it's because we met and had conversations and stuff. But also, I think the brilliance, who he was, what he contributed to the culture, what he did. 35 is such a young age to go.
Yeah.
Someone like that who's like continuously dedicated to their craft, they can only get better.
Yeah.
So I feel sad for the younger generation that they got robbed of that influence. I feel sad for Cairo. She shouldn't have to grow up without a father,
Right.
but now she does.
Yeah.
I feel sad for Nadia Nakai.
Nadia.
Losing someone you love that suddenly in a way that you don't expect, and maybe like you'd even thought about, because when we were watching the memorial, they were saying like how AK was like, this is it, this is forever.
Right.
Losing someone like that, like recovering from that is such a difficult process.
Right.
And like there's been conversations about how you know, AKA was an asshole or whatever, or like they said there was this situation with his ex. They said he was an abuser.
Yes, yes.
And I said, like, if my neighbor is an abuser, right, and they told me one day that he got gunned down, I wouldn't be celebrating that. Oh my God, finally, like someone killed that nigga. I wouldn't. Like, I'd still feel bad. I feel like when you're alive, every chance you get is a chance to do better and correct your yesterday's mistakes, and you know, come to that realization if it was true.
Right.
But now that he's gone, it's like final. And like everyone else has to suffer. Like seeing his mom talk about him at the memorial.
Right.
Cairo especially, having to grow up without a father, like that's not something she has to do.
Right.
Now, kwa memorial nilikuwa namwona she was even comforting Nadia anaenda na mhug. I'm just like,
they have such a good connection and relationship.
It was cool to see.
And for me, what stood out for me is the mother to the daughter.
Zinle.
DJ Zinle. The way she supports, Nadia.
Yeah.
That is one thing that we miss out so much.
Yeah.
But it was
so
for me. I wish tunaweza kuwa na hiyo relationship with the baby mamas and whatsoever, the people that have.
I feel like it's also, it's an understanding from self-awareness.
Right.
Like, yeah, iwezi, and I won't wish you harm.
Right.
Because imeshindwa kuweza, like we shall find a way to move on regardless. If I have respect for you as a person, if I like you as a person, I won't have any objection to you moving on with your life or being with someone. Zinle pia ameolewa.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's what it was. I just feel, honestly, to a certain extent, it felt like I lost a friend.
Yeah, and it's so sad that it happened.
It really fucking stung, and there's no celebrity death that I'm usually like, whatever, I don't know these people.
Yeah.
It's cool, but like with AKA,
with him it was different.
It was so fucking different.
It's sad that it happened a few days before he released his album. His album
is actually out today. Officially. Yeah.
And today is on 24th of
Mass Country
February.
Is out now.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to support him and his family.
Definitely. Stream the album, buy the album, all that. Wow. R.I.P. AK is still so fucking surreal. Like, I don't know. Unajua kama msange kwa mgonjwa ungesema hii tuliona.
Totally.
But the whole, you're good today, tomorrow you're not.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and please let's not normalize. Can I just speak on it? Violence in hip hop. I know we talk about like Nikona ops or I'ma pull up on you or whatever, do whatever. Like, let's never ever hope that Kenyan hip hop gets to a situation where people are actually deading each other. Because imagine what that does for more than just the one person that you took out. Like for the families that they leave behind.
Right.
You're really fucking up a lot. So I really hope the beef stays on tracks, on records. Like, wacha tutusiane tu kwa mangoma, but nothing to the point.
Serious.
Yeah, nothing to the point of wanting to
kill each other.
Exactly.
let's talk about what has been happening during the week. And
Yes.
we saw a documentary on BBC, and I think it really caught my attention. And it was about sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Um, it carries me away because it's a conversation that rotates around what I've grown into. Growing up, nakumbuka, my experience is totally. Do you know what pissed me off when that documentary came out? It's the fact that people pretended like, oh my
I
gosh,
can't believe this is
I
happening.
can't believe this is that.
Come
Bombo
on,
clad.
man.
Y'all know this has been happening for a long time.
Since time immemorial.
I saw that documentary and I was so sad, and I cried, to be honest, because we know what is happening exactly. We definitely know what is happening
Absolutely.
exactly.
Absolutely.
As a country, we've normalized sex for work.
Yeah.
You cannot get a job
If you don't
do
ABC.
do ABCD. And I remember the first time I got a job, nilikuwa mboch. So when nilikuwa fired, nikapata job ya kukuwa waiter at a club hapa Prestige, Ngong Road. And the boss was really harsh. Like, by the ungemuita boss, there was a specific name of which I cannot mention here. And the boss used to have a gun. So nakumbuka akiniambia, Katiwa, mbona unaishi Kibera? Why are you staying in Kibera? And I'm like, it's not my fault that I live in Kibera. I found myself there. So for me, it means I have to work extra hard to get myself out of that space. Nakumbuka one day, aliniita akanipigia simu akaniambia, can I meet you somewhere? And I'm like, okay, what do you want us to talk about exactly? Or is there something that... And I used to work, ilikuwa day shift. So he calls me and I get to the space. I get to the place and he tells me, we're going to Jamhuri. Jamhuri is just here. So we get to a house and it's fully furnished and looks beautiful and all that. And he tells me, so this is a 2-bedroom house. This is your house. And I'm like, so why am I getting this house? Ako like, you do not deserve to stay in Kibera because first of all, your face, the way you look, the way you just present yourself, it doesn't present Kibera. So I just need to upgrade you. But growing up in Kibera taught me a lot, and my mom used to tell me, before someone gives you something, make sure you ask, what am I giving in return? What are you getting in return instead? So I remember asking him, nakupatia nini instead? Ama ni nini nakupatia for me to be in this house? Akaniambia, itabidi tu nipatie mguu yako. Niko like, are you fucking kidding me? No, are you fucking kidding me? That I'm going to open my legs for me to live such a life? Ako like, who wouldn't want to do that? No, who wouldn't want?
Nakutoka kwa hood, bro.
And I understand there are women who are excited about that. Everyone wants to live a good life.
Yeah.
But for me, it was very devastating because I remember he told me, come with your CV. Before I got the job, aliniambia kuja na CV yako. So when I presented when I got there, before I even gave my CV, aliniangalia akaniambia, but you're the proper CV. Why do you need to give me your CV? You're the proper CV.
Sawa.
Like uko sawa. And I was like, wow. I didn't know this other side of the world looks like this. So nakumbuka nikimwambia, we chukua tu CV yangu in case utake tu kuangalia vitu zingine further. So we get to the house, akaniambia, this is your house. You can come, live with your siblings. But when I'm coming, you must chase them away. And
Hey,
I'm like, what? And I remember that was the first time I was like, I don't want. No, sitaki. And when I went back, a lot of my friends, okay, the people wenye walikuwa kwa circle yangu, of course walikuwa wanajua, nimeenda job interview and all that. Na walikuwa like, mbabaza anakaa kona do, akona fulus, si utumie hiyo do. Because people used to tell me, Katiwa uko na haga, uko na body fit, uko na sura, why can't you just utilize this opportunity? And I'm like, your people think that it's easy to open your legs and just get anything that you want. For other people, it's easier. So for me, nilikuwa na feel very humiliated. And trust me, that wasn't the first time that I experienced, that. And I remember there's a time my mom told me, I feel so sad and I feel so bad that I gave birth to such a beautiful, woman like you. Because for me, it intimidates me. It gives me, inampatia goosebumps because he knows the kind of people. When I used to live at Kibera, hapo DC, trust me, escort ingekuja ya wase hata wametoka place big gava nini and all that. Escort ya gari kama 7 zimekuja tu kuona dem moja, and people would call me a hoe, and I'm like, y'all don't even know me. I haven't even done shit, and you're ready to open your mouth and just call me names. Well, I'm busy behind, the scenes, trying as much as possible to refuse all this. Trust me, it is so tempting for a lot of people.
It is.
It was tempting for me, and nilikuwa like, okay, this is a good opportunity, but for how long is it gonna last? That was my picture. For how long is it gonna last? And that is one thing that we experience as women in the industry. I've experienced that in the industry. And a lot of people are like, utarudi lini kwa TV, utarudi lini kwa radio, because you all don't know what we are going through.
True.
You don't know what I'm experiencing behind the scenes. Trust me, nimepatiwa options. I've had different TVs, different radios approach me, but the option is, it's either you have a godfather. Yes, I have a godfather who's Chris Darling. And trust me, I've called him a couple of times and I've told him, Chris, man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Hadi nalia niko like, Chris, au kuniambia mi hukunichanua lazima nifungue mguu for me to be on TV or to be on radio. Or they give you an option of it's either ufungue mguu tukupatie this certain amount of money, and I told myself I'm not going to take less of what I used to take before.
Exactly. So, you should never.
Yes,
actually.
So if you're not going to open your legs, it's either you're going to take less. If you're not going to take less, you have a godfather. And I said I'm not gonna cry to my godfather each and every time. Oh, Chris. I would love to know your experience. How was it like? Because it's so sad.
My experience is like, I feel in plenty of these offices, before people see you as someone who has something to offer, they will probably see like, sexiness or boobs and ass.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most uncomfortable questions zenye unaenda kuulizwa when you're trying to do a presentation is uko na mtu, and it's like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm pretty sure like men don't walk into offices and they're being asked about like, their relationship and can I take you out to lunch? And
well, there are some.
But if they tell you I want to take you out to lunch so we can discuss this further, they're not implying like I want to take you out to lunch and fuck you, because usually when they're like, let's not discuss this in the office.
Okay.
Tutaongea over lunch or over drinks or over whatever, and like there's a sinister motive, because you can read the body language and just be like, obviously there's no business that's going to be discussed, or people telling you stuff like, one of these people that I don't want to, because like enyewe alienda kunichoma vibaya sana.
Right.
He was like, stick with me and you'll see things, and it's like, if you're in a position of authority, mbono usini empower for me to also get my own bag. Hata ukinichunia kadogo, like
right.
I couldn't put a dent in what your accounts are looking like. This is just like with the Uncut. Obviously, every other office that I go into, I'm going into that office because of Uncut.
Yeah.
It'll be like, whatever budget we're asking for, this is empowering someone who can, provide opportunities of employment to other young people, which makes the economy sustain itself. Kuna hiyo cycle flow of money, nini.
Right.
So I have been in situations where I've been like, there's this one station that took me out of town, and this person tried to get with me like in the middle of the night, and I'm just like, bro, guy, I thought we were here because I have great credentials and because I know how to do my job.
Right.
Kumbe wamepelekwa nje because you're looking kind of nice, and
Yeah.
you can maybe spread.
Yeah.
They're hoping all these gestures will make it easier for them to slide in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just whack behavior, because women are already a minority. We're already, like, first of all, in the normal, like, corporate world, women are not getting paid the same rates as men.
Yeah.
We're not even getting the same opportunities. A man would
men.
rather promote another man as opposed to a woman. And then a woman is an entrepreneur. They're trying to do this thing on their own, trying to navigate. And then there's men still in place who are trying to make sure that you don't get to the next level or you don't proceed. It's very disheartening. And honestly, for women who go through 5, 6, 7 times of being told the same thing and then they finally put out, I would never judge them, because it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I feel like my journey has been so much harder because, like, I didn't kiss the right ass.
Yeah.
Or I didn't fuck the right
Kissing ass.
people. Like, it's like, I don't ever want to be in a position where I have to do that. I'd rather, like, let the work speak for itself.
Right.
But the reality of the matter is, most times they will see you and they will see nice boobs, nice ass, nice legs. Like, what can we do? Maybe they're not even listening to what you have to present.
Right.
They're just thinking about, how they're going to bang it
My
out.
entire life, I think that is what has been happening.
Yeah.
Every time I go to present a CV, I am the CV. That wasn't the first time when I
Isn't
said
that frustrating?
it is extremely frustrating because now men don't want to see more than what you
What
can
can
bring.
I offer?
Yes,
Exactly.
what can I offer?
Bring to the table?
Or what can I bring to the table? They're just looking, oh wow,
Bare
look at how
minimum.
she's looking,
Yeah.
she's banging and all that. But at the same time, they don't see what kind of damage they bring to us. Looking at that documentary and looking at the women that, went through all that,
Yeah.
you can imagine them wanting to survive, them wanting to bring food on the table. They didn't have option. And trust me, I'm at a point in life whereby I'm not going to judge anyone who ever opened their
Exactly.
legs because that was the only option that they were given. I will never, ever, ever, ever judge because I was also
The
presented the
patriarchy
same.
twists your arm into
Yes.
believing that's the only way you have out.
What makes me even sadder ni the fact that men are like, but you guys mmezoea. Like, that's the normal
Exactly.
way.
You're told,
Like,
everyone else has
told.
done it. What's
Yes.
special about you?
What is so special about you?
Yeah.
Y'all are used to doing that. Y'all are used to opening legs. What is so difficult
If
with
person
opening legs?
XY did it, why can't
you do it? One thing that people need to understand is we are extremely different. I am different from Ruby. Ruby is extremely different from me.
Yeah.
What she tolerates, I cannot tolerate. Or whatever I tolerate, Ruby can't tolerate. And it applies to every woman. But at the same time, men need to understand that women have dignity. We have dignity to protect. I personally, I have a lot of dignity to protect. And let me tell you, currently I'm suffering, and that's why I decided to start my own podcast. I am suffering because I decided to protect my own dignity and my own self, because I cannot just open legs, because I can't just have sex with anyone that I just don't feel like having sex with.
Yes.
And why can't you look beyond sex?
Yes.
Sex, where in the Bible have they written that sex, once you open your legs,
Unit of transaction.
that is not transaction. That is disrespecting women. That is disobeying and bringing women to their downfall. That is so bad. For me, it is so disrespectful.
Honestly, women are like, there's so many positions that women are disadvantaged against the men. I don't think this is one other thing that they should also be trying to put in place as like a challenge, honestly. So many other places where, like, gender inequality is
Right.
a thing across board. It doesn't matter if you're like in a supermarket or in the highest office ever. There's always some source of or form of gender bias. And I think just, it's just men being patriarchal, being very, I guess, I have to be the one to decide
Right.
the fate of this kanyonge,
Oh my
kachik,
God. looking back, akirubi, unajua ni endorsement ngapi zimenipita?
Zinaendanga.
Unajua ni influential jobs ngapi zimenipita? Job ngapi za TV zimenipita, za radio zimenipita? And sometimes I look at myself and niko like, why? Why am I in this position?
Yeah, man.
Do you know there's a time my mom told me, I'm just tired. Fanya hivi, pack your things, kuja ushago tulime. I swear, that's my mom. Pack your things,
Wacha kuteseka.
kuja tulime ushago. It is never that serious. Because at the end of the day, we as women, we cannot control everything.
Yeah, man.
We've learned to give men their space and their respect. Tumapatia everything
Hata
that they
si
want.
kuwapatia, like they just automatically take it. It's like it's demanded of you.
Here's the thing. We can rant and rant and rant about this conversation, but it is so simple before we even finish up. It is very simple. Men should respect women's wish. If a woman doesn't want to give it to you, she doesn't want to.
Leave her alone.
Leave her alone. Look at
Yes.
those women, they're now infected with HIV and AIDS. Now it brings me back to the conversation of bringing more awareness to this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I cannot judge them because they didn't have an option.
Yeah.
Our men were meant to protect us, but we are not at all. We are living in, the predator's eyes. Yani unapita hivi, ma predators wanakuangalia. Udema amesimama, akona kunyi, akona anaka, amesimamisha nini.
Yeah.
Uacha ni mange, ni mrushe huko, anifanyie job 1 2 3.
Exactly.
Na ni pesa ingine ya ufala.
Exactly. Less than what you're worth, less than you actually deserve.
Thank
less
you.
than what your counterpart, who's actually maybe doing the same thing, is getting paid.
What are
somehow.
the human rights, these organizations that are fighting for the human rights doing? What are you guys doing? What are you guys thinking of? What have you been doing previously? Because this is something that has been happening for the longest time. It didn't just happen yesterday. Before even them thinking of bringing all these people to the limelight.
And sexual harassment is not just corporate. Ni bishdawa anasema ati sijui situshike mzinga, and then you're like trying to take advantage of them. These things happen even at home, like right down here. So let's not act like we're living under rocks and pretending like it's only on the large scale. Like our friends have made us uncomfortable. Like your male
Extremely.
friend is just like mbona do evil, as in some things. Yeah, so trust and believe. I think everyone needs to hold themselves accountable. And responsible for it. Yeah.
Even for the men that we think are protecting us.
Especially for the men that are
for the
protecting us.
men.
Because most times they will protect you when you're there, lakini
Yeah.
haezi call out bishta yake, like
Ne.
mkone hata kwamba akudupoa, lakini haezi
Hakudupoa.
step up to the
'Cause
home and be like, why were you doing that?
Na,
Like
anaogopa kuvutwa job.
exactly.
All right. Here's where the conversation ends.
We shall end it with a shot.
We shall end it with a shot.
Shot.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been such a wonderful episode. I wish
Yes.
we could have more time to bring these, matters to limelight, or, basically to bring these conversations to the light. But I hope the organizations that are fighting for the human rights are, working towards that. Because some of the people like us are suffering tremendously. We don't have all this beauty because we want to, but it all comes with a lot of disadvantages. Sometimes I think people who are not beautiful, and no offense to that.
Useme hiyo kitu, Katiwa, let
sorry.
it go. Don't
Okay.
say it.
All right.
Fuck.
Okay.
You know what? Because she has fucked up. Nilikuwa nimekuambia nitakupatia crossfire.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Some
it's the
crossfire.
tequila speaking with Katiwa. So yeah, so I'm asking you this random question. This is sip and spill.
Okay, sip and spill.
Yes.
All right.
Have you ever had your ass eaten?
Bombo clad. Mnyokot. Just carry me, they go. Woo!
Jibu.
No, nime take shot.
Hautajibu.
I cannot.
Si tumesema sip and spill.
Hell no.
For once nimeuliza. Si you
Sip
listen
or
rules.
spill?
Sip and. Si nimesema sip and. Eh. Sip and spill.
Oh, damn.
Just answer the damn question, lady. Freaky. Unajua Katiwa ni Mkamba? She's scared of the things she's done. Trust and believe. But hii swali anajibu. Since amesha
Oh my
sip.
God. Babe, I thought it was sip or spill.
Sip and spill. That's the catch.
She's
That's the
dangerous.
catch. That's the catch.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
did you like it?
Loved it.
Ah, a woman of culture. She knows what's up. She knows what's up. Thank you so
Have you?
much. Of shit, it's my favorite.
Dan did it.
And cut.
Dan did it. Ruby, Miss Katiwa. On to the next episode. See you next time. Let me know what guests you want me to bring on board, okay? Thank you so much for watching. But also, subscribe as much as possible. It's been real. But, Ruby, you're fired.